Good morning, everybody. So I came in and took a long straight off of it. It's a 15-minute video. We were continuing high, so I will see if this one will work, yes or no. So expectancies. If we watched yesterday, so let's go back last week when I said once we reach this low that we would tend to go lower. Now we made a structure back to the upside, so for me the believing is still that we go up. Like I said last week too, if we came down, I was expecting us to go higher if we did not breach the low, so we didn't, so it looks like we want to go higher. So any retracements that we got continuing up to the highs is the most common thing that we could see that can happen. That's not of my usually that I take a trade straight at an hour before open, but yeah, that was a 15-minute value gap. We are continuing high, so if it stops me, I'm okay with it. I could not let this one pass by. Nonetheless, it looks like if we want to go a bit lower, that we can, of course. We have hugely moved upwards since Asia has opened. Yeah, there's sound. At this moment there's sound. Morning Majid. Morning Bomat. Morning Veerle. Morning Anthony. So the reason why I took this long straight out of when we actually entered is because we are continuously going higher. We did take a lot of trendline liquidity here, so if we do fall further, we probably will take this out. So then I'm incorrect that this is just a retest to continue higher. So for me it looks like we do want to go to that 4 hour for value gap just above us, so we have a small gap right here, and this is like the main area that I want to see us go to right now, and then see if we push higher to even the gaps. So my idea is that we definitely go higher. We made break of structure back to the upside fully, so I do think we go higher from here off. So again, I am already in a trade in a long position. It's just, this was a 15-minute for value gap after a huge momentum, small retest, so first TP is the high, and then I will see what happens afterwards. Pre-orb is still being formed, so we got about 3 more minutes until this pre-orb has its range, and then we will see what brings. And good morning, by the way, everybody. Still a morning session. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Can you please give me your? Oh, are you not in my Discord, Majid? I thought you were. I can give you an invite if you want to. Okay, here you are. You're welcome. So again, for anybody that's new to the channel and just joined in, welcome. Me and Eunicea are doing a 100-day challenge trade, so she is trading right side, I am trading on the left side. We're both in profits at this point, so we will see after 100 trades live performed which strategy is actually not the best but the most suited. Both of them are actually good strategy. So reason for my trade is because we have been going up. I just trade a 15-minute continuation. So what do I see when the market goes up? It needs to always have a retracement. So we made a break of structure right here, but at the upside. So this looks like a retest. We had a nice 15-minute for value gap right here. Actually, we had 2 of them, and the last one got tapped here. So I took a long off of this to the highs. I want to see this get to there. So we will see how this plays out in a few minutes. The pre-orb range has been formed. We got about 15 point stop right now. So small stop. We do have a 5-minute for value gap inside. So just be aware of that. we know that there are offer value gaps. We use the wicks body slope. You will see eunicea will do the right side, so she does pre-orb. I just do continuations at this point. So anybody's sold some cryptos, it's the moment actually that you should be rebuying. Just giving you a heads up. Took a lot of liquidity right here, so I'll go over it for a second. We do have a few more minutes. We took a lot of buy side right here, so this was actually the area I expected us to hit. So we did, and we wicked back inside, so that means that we had a lot of rejection right here. So this wick will be actually very important for crypto if you haven't been in investments. So this would be the last support area that I want to see get hit, and afterwards I want to see the market do this again. Straight back to that low, and then if we fall, we will fall below here. So this is where I'll take full profit of everything. I will not leave any altcoins left open once we hit that level. I will take them all out and just put my profits into silver, gold and Bitcoin itself. Back to Nasdaq of course now. Not sure if anybody could jump in with me with this long trades. I know a few of you do the same, so that would be 2.8 just to that high, so very nice trade. Ah, Blake, hey, good morning, Jonathan. Oh, morning. Don't see you many times in the morning session here. Or in my morning sessions, not sure it's morning with you too. So that's almost a 2 hour right here. Technically it's morning, yeah. Is it on Sunday night for you, Sunday morning, or is it Monday morning now already? Is it still? No, it's Monday, right? Once we hit that at 24,832, that would be my TP1. It depends on how we act of this candle right here. Otherwise, I will take it right here. So I will take 1 hour off right there. So that's plus 1 hour. Again, anybody that's in this, I take 1 hour off right here. That's TP1. And I will let the rest run and see where it brings us. That's a good start for the morning session. We came in and immediately we got 1 hour on a Monday. So that was a breach, by the way, to the upside, orb. So So again, if you have not taken anything off my long trades, of my continuation trades, this is 1R profit. Need to take something off. Well, you don't have to, of course, but if you want to take full TP, that's 2R right here, 2.2. So I want to see how high we can get into that 4-hour gap just above us. If I see a sharp reaction off of the high, I will see what I will do of this high here. That's Asia high still, so we will take out Asia right now. And I don't want to see us react too fast back to the downside. I do want to see a nice continuation here. So anywhere in that 4-hour for value gap, that's those gaps right above us here that I have on the screen. I will take some extra profits off, and then I will put my stop at break even. So here we take the high. So now we will go for that for value gap just above us. We didn't hit it yet. That's a 4-hour point of liquidity pool, so we will definitely hit that. Now we want to see how we act off of it. So for me that was taking a high, so I'm putting my stop to that wick slow already, so I moved the stop a bit. So my strategy says once we make a break of structure to the upside again, I can put my stop to the last wick slow, so that's this one. That was a retracement wick. So here we come in that gap. So I want to be aware of this one, how we act. So this is almost 3R, so it's up to you if you take some more off, yes or no. I want to hit that thing, and I'm going to take off another 3 contracts. So that was that a hit, yes or no? No, just not. So here we do want to see how we act, of course, too, because we did take Asia high now, and we do want to see continuation right now. So again, my stop is actually at the orb slow, the same as the orb trader at this point. Here we want to see continuation, because if we retrace, that means that we just taken out liquidity from Asia, so this one here. And we do need to be aware of that one. That's the liquidity pool right there, so I'm at 1.5R right now, so I took off some. And then I'm gonna put my stop. Yeah, I'm gonna put my stop to break even right here, so I can keep my 1.5 and see what happens afterwards.
Heeft hem niet gepakt of is juist niet dan?
Wat zie je?
Ik weet niet, man.
So again, if you're in this long position with me, make sure that you did take at least 1 hour off. In the meantime, I'm gonna log this trade, so stops are here, stops are at entry, or my entry. So for anybody that's trading top step at this point, a reminder again, limit orders looks like they don't work at this point, so be aware of it. So you need to be behind your computer while you're trading. It's now the second time that this happened, so be cautious. If you put a stop loss, it will not be activated because that's also a limit order at this point. So remember that for yourself for today at least, because if the market decides to move in a different direction or go to your stop, that you definitely make sure that you are stopped, that it works. So if it doesn't work and you put it a stop loss, you can always go to top step 2, but it takes a few days to reset that account then, or to take that order what you put into it off of it. They can do it for you, of course, but again, that's not why we're here. So make sure if you put a stop loss at this point that you are aware of it, that there is a possibility that it doesn't get triggered. Oh, by the way, my wife added to the trade here. She added on this 5-minute FEG. So again, my stop is at entry, and I will watch how we act here. If I see some change in structure, I see that we get to move a bit more to the downside, I'll probably take one contract more off, just to keep the profits that we make. And if we hit that for value gap, I'm going to take one off too, so it will depend on which ones we hit first. So once we hit this 4-hour gap, I'll take one more off, and then I'm putting my stop to this 5 minutes low. So that's right here. I'm taking one more off. that's 2R right now for me, so stops are a break even, and I will let the rest do its thing. I'm not gonna take one more off, I'm just gonna let this last two contracts that I have, let them run, see what happens. In the meantime, we can lock the trade, of course. So now here full TP will, I don't know if TP will be, it will depend on how the market acts. So I will let this last two contracts ride for as long as I can. I will update along accordingly, of course. We took a long, we are today the 29th of September. This trade was entered at 8 o'clock and 8:30 right now. So here we came halfway in our value gap. Now this is a very important place. So that's not only liquidity pool that we take, now we are inside the 4 hour value gap too. So if you want to see some form of retracement, this is the most accurate place where we can do it to actually come back to one of those 4 hours just below. We will see how we act, of course.
Rabbit.
My throat is making very strange noises. So our pure trader should be up almost 1 hour right here, I believe. We should be up. Yeah. So, say for me, I'm moving my stop actually to positive side. So that would be halfway the orb side. Actually, I'll place it. Kunnen we een tikkel moe zeggen of zo?
Ja, ik kan hem hier eigenlijk zetten.
So we're now on the top of that 4 hour value gap. If we breach through this and we can rally through here in the next 9 minutes, this could go up way higher. So this is why I left some contracts left. So if we watch the 4 hour, we're in it. So if we do not get any reaction of this gap, we can take this up all the way to the high. So that would be right here. That would be around that 24,906 level. But we first need to get over that gap, of course. So nonetheless, if you take this with me and you want to take full TP right here, you can be very happy. That's a 3R straight open. So that's a good way to start the morning session. I'm gonna get myself something to drink. I'll watch the chat in a second. Oh, we are up how far? Okay, sorry, Anthony. I was watching my screen. I didn't count, and then I saw my wife, and that's actually correct. Vede, you don't take wicks high for TP? It depends. I would say yes, you can take wicks high at TP, but that's 730, and that was Asia high, just below it. So the wick, I discounted it because I wanted to take the body right here. That's about 1 point extra, but the wicks don't always get hit. The bodies most of the times do get hit. If the market keeps going here, we can take this way higher. So it's a very bullish chart at this point. So let's see how far we can take this. My TP is now at 70, around that 70 level. Yeah, the bodies itself were already 2.7, so I find that's 2.1, so that was actually a green trade to take it that high. We just hit that almost at 50 level, so be aware also, round numbers again. We came in a huge 15 minute right here too.
De zon vandaag gedaan wordt en vandaag is een dag van voltooiing. Ik ben dankbaar voor deze perfecte dag. Mirakel zal mirakels volgen en wonderen zullen altijd blijven doorgaan.
Wat meer heeft hij? Oh, het was in op die 20. So we just hit that 50 level, so here we want to see again how we are. Kan ik de chat gezien, sexy? No, thank you, Blake. Indeed. Yeah, it's a multiple per value gap right here, so there's a lot of liquidity right here. Or left open orders right in this area, so it's normal that we hold a bit around this area. But eunicea is taking some off at this level.
Yeah.
So she took some off right here again. Anybody that's in that orb, eunicea took some profits at this level. So the previous one is fully, so the first one is out at 1 hour. And she's still in with the added contracts. So this one is still open. So today, for anybody that's new in market structure, it's actually a very good day to learn this types. So the reason why I was expecting actually higher prices Friday was because we came into what did we hit? A daily for value gap, the lowest 4 hour value gap, and we had actually a strong rejection off of it. So I wanted to see if we could push a higher on Friday. We actually did not, and it looks like, look, this is the same model that you could take on the daily if I take it on a 4 hour, so, or like I take it on a 15-minute. We had a break of structure to the upside, we had the retest of a gap, and then this is that continuation move. Where do we aim for? We aim for a high, the first high. So which is the first high? This is this leg. So any movement in the next coming days will be attended to get to that high again. That's just how a break of structure works. So Sometimes it can be hanging around a bit, but if we make a break of structure, we have a retest, then it takes sometimes a while. So these are days, so this can take a while. But if you see, what do we hit? We hit again the high. This was a new break of structure to the upside. What did we do? We hit a retest, we came back up. Again, we made a new break. So what are we aiming for? The high. So anything in between is noise. So for the dailies, looking at it, intraday, we should be able to go to those highs. Doesn't mean that we cannot retrace, of course, but that's the main idea where we're going to. So nice 15 minutes, nice and clean and high also. Clean and high. Especially said that. Oh, het zat weer zo weer eruit.
Maar je mocht wel eruit, hè, ja.
So it's up to you if you want to take full TP on my trade. Be happy. It's a very good, nice, clean trade was this. So this was the entry, that was the previous stop. So if you would take it right here, I would take full TP. That's a 4.2. So I'm up 2. So let's see if I can get more out of this.
Misschien denk ik ook, ik heb nu profit genomen op mijn heading. Mag ik dan weer adden?
Tuurlijk.
Ja, als de kans er is, hè. Of gaat dat die mezelf?
Nee. Nee, maar
dat is een extra trade dan ook.
Dat we een trade winnen. Je ziet alle trades als een nieuwe trade winnen. Dat is een continuation trade, dat is ik ook nu winnen. Kijk, nou je een 15 gepakt en ik zou nu vol TP pas, maar dat je 4R letterlijk hier.
Dan ga je gewoon een nieuwe in.
En als ik hier een adding krijg of een ding krijg, dan wil een nieuwe trade volledig. Maar je stopt terug de laatste plaatsen, dat is een ding, dat is een entry, dat is een nieuw stop. Dus mijn stops zijn altijd hetzelfde. Dus als ik nu een retest krijg, ik sluit hier mijn trade af, ik een nieuwe trade die ook maar hier, stop hier en opnieuw weer verder. Dus pak eerst dezelfde trade, nog een keer.
Dus dan ben ik eigenlijk continuation ook aan het oefenen dan.
Ook hetzelfde doen?
Ik heb wel mijn stof verplaatst. Maar ja, ik wel profit genomen.
Okay, so Eunicea did move her stop too, so she moved it to 24,825 because she took profit by so this is also, if the market does come back now, she will stay in profit.
Zoals nu bijvoorbeeld nu gaat hij misschien de 5 minuten.
Zit het erin?
Het zit hierin, hè?
Ja, waarschijnlijk die lagere pakken eerst. The good thing about continuation is now, look, we have a new 15 minutes. I want to see if we can hit this. I'll add one more and then I will continue the trade. So you can actually close the full trade right here and be patient and see if we hit this one, and then you actually have a new trade. Entry at that value gap, stop at this low, and then you continue the highs. My trade. Yeah, really, I would add. Yeah. So first of all, yes, really, I would definitely add if that 15 minutes retracement game. And Majid, is it about my trade or about Eunicea's trade? Oh, if there was no sound, really, it's because of me. I wasn't speaking. Sometimes I'm also quiet while I trade, just watching the chart and how it moves, so I'm not always 100%. Constantly speaking. It's no salsa today. So you can take one more off here if you're still in it in this trade. I'll do the same. So I'll take one more off here because there is a possibility that we come to that 15-minute gap just below. And if we do, I could just re-enter the trade and take it again. So again, I take one more off right here. Very nice place. And now I'm going to be patient and see if we can hit maybe that 15-minute below and just restart the trade. So for Majid, what do? I actually trade 15-minute continuation. So on the top right here, you can see it. If you go to Discord and if you're in it, send a hi in Discord itself so that I can find you. And you can actually apple.
Apple?
Do you want an apple? Is that?
Een appel?
Oh, you what?
Oké.
Something new.
Nou, appels hebben we genoeg gekregen, dus het is oké.
Mooti, is that you, Majid? Yeah, you're right, okay. So I got a full information about this. Explain. So what do? We actually look at biases. So I look and the bigger time frame, what the market actually does. So I'm gonna take. Okay, this one's off for a second. So I look actually at the higher time frame, what the market is doing. So the market for me in the higher time frames, we all can see that we are actually moving upwards. So we have an uptrend at this point. So what we want to do is follow actually the bigger time frames his model. So we want to see where excuse me for that. We want to see where actually the market is going. So we want to see where the big candles are, where the institutional traders are moving the market to. So where is the market moving to is higher. This was a retracement. Every retracement that we have is actually a good sign for us because these are our entries. So we want to see where the higher time frame is going. So the daily is going up. The 6 hour looks like we're going up. We just hit a fair value gap, but we made a structure break. Okay, great. The 4 hour looks we are going up. Great. So everything shows us that the movement of the market is up. We had a 4 hour retracement back to the lows, and immediately we got bought back up, and this is that continuation of it. So great. So what do I'm looking for now? The hourly shows the same. The 30 minutes shows the same. So anything that shows us that we are continuously going higher is good for us. So then I take the 15 minutes and I look for a break of structure. So what is a break of structure? So anything that a break of structure means actually that the market just broke a previous high, and continues in the direction where it's actually trading in. So that's a break of structure, simply explained. If you want a full detail on how break of structure works, let me know. I'll give you a movie that you can watch. So if we have that break of structure to the upside, that means, okay, great. After a break of structure to the upside, we most of the time have a retest too. So we need some form of retracement because the market moves in waves. So it moves from up to down or from left to right. So it moves like this, actually, the market. So every time that retracement comes, after we had a high broken, so this is a high that's got broken, so we have retracement. In that retracement, we are looking for a 15-minute fair value gap. We enter on that 15-minute fair value gap, we put the stop at the low, and we target that first high is our target. So the last high that's actually made the break of structure itself. So that would be the first target, and after that target is being hit, we are targeting any liquidity pool up higher. So this is why this trade actually did the same. So what did we do? We had here a break of structure of this high. So we had break of structure. So we came up, we continued this movement fully, then we had that retest. So this was my entry, the stop where per value gap says always previous wicks low is your stop. So this was my stop. My entry was actually the start of that per value gap, but the wick was already gone. So when I came online, the wick was actually inside this gap, so I just entered directly off of it. Normally this is a limit order because we have time enough, and then the market decides to continue higher. Okay, great. So if the market decides to continue higher, where do we take it to? The next liquidity pool after this high has been taken. So this is TP1, the high after the retracement. So this was the last high before the retracement. Great. So this is TP1. And then we take it to the next liquidity pool. That was a 4-hour gap, 15-minute gap right here. And then we see if the market continues higher, yes or no. Does it continue higher? Do we create new per value gaps? So we made a new break of structure right here. So we're still continuing up. This every momentum that we have retracements. We don't trade the short right now because the market is tending to go up. So we be patient, and if it hits here, you can just take an entry straight off of this gap, put your stop at the previous wick's low, that's here. So that would be this one. That would be your entry right here, and then we take it where to? Again, TP1 right here. If this is the retracement to that 15-minute per value gap, of course. And then you continue again and again and again until we see a changing character to the opposite side. We trade with the market that it's moving right now. So we see the market is moving right now up. If we have this 15-minute close below this wick right here, where our stop should be, that means that we actually had a change in character. That means that the market is now changing hands to have a bigger retracement on a different time frame. So on the 15 minutes, we have a 15 minutes because this is actually the most accurate time where the market starts to continue in a certain direction. If we have a full break under this one to the downside, then we have a break of structure, actually a change in character to the downside, and that means that the market is changing hands. From off here, or from this point off, we are looking for shorts. Unless we don't break lows, we continue to look for longs. And then afterwards we take a short. If we want to take a short, okay, we need to be able to watch then too. Where do we take it to? Probably a 4-hour for value gap or a 1-hour for value gap. That's the low that we can take it to, and then we continue again. So like this is now the new 15 minutes. If you actually tap that 15 minute, that would be a re-entry. So I'm gonna add one right here if we hit that one. So say that we hit this gap, I'm gonna add to the trade, full TP will be then the high.
Ik heb wel eentje uitzoeken.
So here I'm adding one.
Dus als je in een trade zit en je adds, mag je wel traden, omdat je zegt opening trade ik niet.
Oh, this was 9 o'clock. Okay, I didn't see that was 9 o'clock, so this is open by the way. Yeah, so one of my rules is actually I don't trade open, so I actually should not have added right here. I didn't see it was 9 o'clock. My wife just told me, so. At 9 o'clock itself, normally I don't trade, so this is the reason why, because the market can change hands at 9. I didn't see it. So my entry is now around this level, so my stops are still at my entry. I still had multiple contracts left, so my stops are now at this wick's low. That's just above my entry actually, so if it hits there, I'm fully out.
Bij mij was hetzelfde, ik kon ook adem met de opening, dus ik ook niet meer. Dus ik mag hier ook eigenlijk adem.
So those are one of my rules that I actually don't trade open. So both opens in New York or London's open, I don't trade them the first 15 minutes. After those 15 minutes are gone, I trade normal again, because open can sometimes get some volatility inside that actually is not needed. And afterwards we have just a normal trading day again. Do you understand how this strategy works, Majid? Great. Yeah, if you go to Discord and you go to my channel under John, you can actually find the full description. How I play it actually, with all entry models, how to enter, how to stop, where to put your stop, when to change moving your stop and everything, so it's all in it. Weekly, I'm updating it weekly still, seeing how it performs week after week. That's quite a decent drop, straight out of open. So nonetheless, that this is a 15-minute right here. Because it's open, I wouldn't trade it. That's the only reason. Nonetheless, this can just be a retest too, for a continuation. But because of it's open, I don't trade it. That's the only reason. Because this looks the same, actually the same movement. So a hit and I continue. But because it's open again, I don't trade opens. It's too volatile to actually perform 100% accurate or 70% accurate. There is a chance that the market just wants to sweep a bit more liquidity to continue a movement at open. That's the reason why. And the good thing at a continuation trade, you will see that actually if your entry is correctly, so if this was an entry, in the next 5 minutes you should be always in profit, and it should move radically fast in your direction that the market wants to be going. You should never actually be too long in not profit. This can take max like 5 minutes that you're not in profit, and you should actually be staying in profit immediately off of this. So same, look, that's the same like here, we went into it, and this can take maximum like 5 minutes. Until that 50 minutes is closed, normally you're fully in profit, because if a fair value gap holds value, you should get a fast rejection off of it back to the highs where we actually came from. And if that is not the case, your analysis was correct, but the market just wanted to do something different. So like all other strategies, nothing is 100% accurate. The same with this one.
Likes alweer.
So I got about 2 points off my stop right here, so probably my exit point right here. That was a very strong push back down, so this is my entry just below it. So if this hits, I'm fully out.
kan goed gaan, maar het kan ook.
Yeah, opening can go great too, but I prefer just not to trade it. If I'm in a trade, it's something different, of course. I'll stay in it. I will not close my trade, but I prefer just not to trade open.
Maar bij mij heb je het al lang opgezet. Ik nog een keer uit heb. Zo'n kleintje.
Nee, maar ja, dat is ook goed. So this strategy that I've just shown on a 15-minute continuation works actually on every session. So you can trade it on Asia, you can trade it on New York session, you can trade it on, but and you can trade on London. But the only thing is, it does not always work on opens. So that's why that's something you just need to be aware of. ISDP was here. So that's my stop, by the way. I'll copy the link. And let's lock this one. That was a 2.2. That was 9 o'clock. Eunicea is ook fully out, by the way. So that was a nice clean trade before 9 o'clock. That was a pretty fast one. So you can see that this can still play out to the upside, so, but it's just open, so we will have another chance if you didn't take this one. You will see normally in this 15 minute, the last minutes, you should continue higher, but a bit of more retracement is definitely possible because we made a lot of trendline liquidity right here, so London loves to be the high or the low of the day, so if it takes out liquidity right here and then it forms a bit more downside, it's definitely possible too. Nonetheless, the market is definitely bullish today, but we have like 2 4-hour for value gaps that are being created right now. We came in one, so Nonetheless, good start of the day. If I find any new entries, I will take one more, and I'll take first I'll take the drink, and afterwards I'll see if I find another entry.
Je wilt zoals ging gaan halen of wel? Straks als je dat zo... Ben je het gaan halen als je dat straks ziet?
Ja?
Ja.
Het is al op.
Is er nog voor mij ook, of is het weer...
Ja, wat dan nog goed. Weet je wel?
Ja.
Ik weet niet van morgen nog een maaltestpress. Oké, van de wasgeef. Naar begonnen.
Die nieuwe.
Hoe zei je?
Ja, maar daar hoef je niet super veel van in te doen eigenlijk.
Is er beter
Die is
zeker?
beter, ja.
So, for the 100 trade challenge, at this point I'm up 12R, 12.5R, and I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm up 17 trades at this point in this strategy. So you can see it's rather accurate. I didn't take all of them, just the ones where it was online of course, but not many did actually not perform out great. Most of them actually performed out great. One break even, a few at the beginning that I took with a half hour that are less profitable, and then I started making sure that I took full hours constantly, and they look actually very great. Did somebody had the guts to take an adding on this one? That lower 15 minute that actually trades the continuation, probably Veerle or Emily if they are online. I think I did something not correct. I managed my trade based on how much profit I need and I re-entered. Nice one, Veerle. How much profit I need and now how the market moves. So I didn't do that today and it worked. Is that correct, or I just need to put... Yeah, same for me. So if Eunicea didn't say it was open, I wouldn't have seen it either. So for anybody that's in the Discord, so if you want to follow that trade plan that I have, I'll even share it for a second. So this is that trade plan, so everything should be in it. It's not based on anything, but so these sentences I read in the morning, this is the strategy actually, 10% of your FML entry, 15 minute for value gap. So it should be a limit order always, so you should not be overthinking it, so limit order makes it easy. The only thing is, they still don't work, do they, limit orders? So no limit orders, so you have to be aware of it at this point. So stops at the low of the fair value gaps wick, TP at the nearest high of the boss. So you can choose if this is the candle, so type it in if it's the candle or it's the wick. I didn't add that one, so I'll make it candle close. After taking profit, stop loss does not move. You only move your stop after a new break of structure to the highs. So TP2, nearest liquidity pool. So that means that was actually a 4 hour value gap. That was the nearest liquidity pool that we had. Move stops up to entry after a new boss is formed, so we need a new break of structure to the upside. Doesn't matter if you have a chock or a change in character, it will always be a boss, the next one. Adding, I add on a new 15 minute for value gap that was created of a boss structure in a 15 minutes, so never a 5, always a 15. I add half of the contracts that I have. So that means if I have 7, I add 3. Once I have 4, I add 2. So anything with an uneven number, I add 1 less than a half. So that means if I have 2.5, say that I have 5 contracts, and 2.5 is the middle, we take 2 and not 3. So we add maximum 3 times, and our stop can maximum be 2R. Max not profit on a day, that's 2R, and I lock myself out, or I have maximum profit, so that would be 4 or 5R here. If I create 5R, I lock myself out too for that day. No more trading. If I make 10 or more in the week, I do not trade for the rest of the week. I just have a week free, and session, it works all day. I never trade NY session open or London open. And I've been at this from 1925. So that was a full explanation of this strategy. But if you're in Discord, you can actually take that example. So the Discord is still free at this point. It will not always be like this. For anybody that's in it, it will stay free. So you're happy as long as you're in it, you can stay. So we're at 70 people right now. So when I get to 100 people, I will start charging. I'll be giving a lot of content. If you would just watch here, you can get it for free too. No, again, for anybody that's already in it, they will always stay for free, of course. You're the lucky ones. So if you know anybody that would like to learn it and still wants to join at this point, they can. Here again, you can see, once we hit that 15-minute level, we can see the strong rejection off of it. So the next 15 minutes should continue higher. They should not come back to that low again. So if you're in this trade right here and you took this, your first TP should be right here for explanation, or the high, it depends. And how you write it down. There should have been no entry, that should have been a stop. That would be TP, that's only 0.89, so because of the wicks here, it's a bit bigger than stop. That would be 1, and then continue higher and see how far we get it, of course. So this is the 9 o'clock orb, by the way. We have, this is actually opening itself, so this is actually open range breakout. What we actually trade here is pre-orb, so it's before opening. So eunicea is also fully out, she took profit. I'm gonna delete those trades right here. How she's doing in the challenge, you can follow on her channel, also on the Discord. So if you made profits this morning on one of the trades, I would much appreciate it if you share it on profits. This will help the channel grow too. And if you like me streaming together with eunicea every morning session, give us a thumbs up so that we actually can grow. The more comment that I get and the more thumbs ups that I get, the more the algorithm finds us, the faster I can grow and reach more people that want to learn the trading in a right way. Because I know a lot of people teach it and actually they know how to trade, but they never do it themselves, and that's why they don't have the experience or the feelings that we actually have. it's easy to tell how to trade if you don't trade at yourself, of course, but we do it live actually every day for you. So if you never heard about Eunicea, she's actually my wife, and I taught her actually trading herself. So I taught you trading?
Traden.
Yeah, she's actually one of the best mindset traders I ever seen. So again, if you're in this long position from opener being, take your first TP right here, and then put your stop at that wick slow. So that would reduce a few points, about 9 points. Nonetheless, this looks like an orb to the upside too. If this one closes, you got 30 seconds. Not sure if Eunicea will take another trade in the morning session.
Ziet er goed uit.
So if you ever want to do this together with your wife or with someone that you know and you want to learn to trade together, you can of course, but make sure you don't influence each other. If you ever want to do this and you ever want to do this together with your wife and say like travel or with your man, it depends on if you're a woman or a man, of course. No, that would be something strange to say because now people do it with everybody, so okay. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it simple. So if you ever want to do this with somebody together, let me give you a few pointers. So first of all, make sure that you have both a full plan and structured plan that you can follow, so you don't get influenced by the other person besides you, because those are the most not easy things. And we actually don't talk about trading afterwards. So we do talk about how the trade went, but we actually never gonna talk the other person into doing it differently. So those are the main two things that you need to remember. So make sure that you both have a good strategy that you can follow, both of them, and put it into your hands. So that means that you have to read it every day, follow it fully, and then watch how it grows your account. And make sure you don't influence anybody. So that means don't listen to too much different stuff anymore. So make sure you just have one strategy and just follow it. It's so easy trading once you get used to it. People always say it's not easy, but the only reason why it's not easy is because this would be TP1. Let me interrupt a second. So the reason why it's not easy for most of the traders is because mindset related, and the reason why it's mindset related is because you want to overthink it in trading, and you just have to have a very simple strategy that you can follow over and over again. That's it. And then do it too. So once you see an entry, make sure that you also do it. So I saw that entry on a 15-minute, straight when I came into the market, when the chart was open. So I could not overthink this. I had to take this entry right here. I hadn't had a chance to overthink it because I just came in the market. I just watched, I saw the movement up, retracement. Okay, great, I enter. And then I see what the market does. Look, this is the same strategy again. If you took that last fair value gap and you saw the movement, look, this is straight in profit. Not even 5 minutes you were not in profit. That was the gap. Immediately entered and then continuation.
Ik ben er wel in gegaan.
I'm gonna take my charger for a second because my computer otherwise will not keep open. I'll be right back. So I'm very happy for you guys that you re-entered, because that was a nice trade.
Sing along.
Yeah, this looks like it wants to go straight to the high. So if orb keeps going, pushing up, this will hit the high. So that would be 24,900 would be the next target. There's nothing in between anymore. Yeah, make it 90. Make it 20,890. Like I said, so any retracement this week, the target is all-time high, nonetheless. Especially because of open Monday today, how the market moved, how it's acting on those gaps where we actually came from the daily gaps from last week. So this looks like it wants all-time high again.
Zo, je ziet me.
Oh, nice one, Blake. Good move. Yeah. If you add it again, that was actually great. So that means that you're still fully in. Happy for you? See, so this is how everybody keeps it to his own. No matter which strategy you play, you always have to put it a bit to your own hand. So, because I can build up a strategy that works fully for me. You can listen to it, and you can, if you can't repeat it, make sure that you add your own influences to that strategy. Because normally eunicea doesn't move her stop too, she would have left it here too. She did move it now, I wonder why.
Want de body close?
Achter de retest.
5 minuten body close?
Achter de retest. Dat is ook zo van ik dus met een break mag ik mijn stop verplaatsen naar die week. Maar ik moet wachten tot op de retest om hem nog een keer te verzetten.
Nee, dat staat er bij mij niet in.
Dus hier, met de sluit naar boven, mag ik hem verplaatsen naar die week. Dat is laag, hoofdstukken mag zetten. En dat was een entry van hem, maar zo een gap. Dus dat was nog altijd een stop van hij dan.
Ja, ik heb al mijn plannen gevolgd.
Ah ja, met die paddenbollen voor je.
Misschien doe ik het meestal.
Eunicea did enter again on Orb's speech, by the way. Did not mention that one yet. So, this was Orb itself. So on this breach, she entered. Stops at the low, sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Orb can reach higher. So there was a great trading session. If you close the trade fully, Blake, have a great night rest. If you're still going to sleep, don't dream about candles, I would say. Lekker gisteren.
No.
So if anybody knows a good trading book that he wants to listen to, or some educational books that you actually love to hear the audio version from, let me know. Otherwise, love to buy it and share it with you guys. I still got a few credits left. Doesn't matter if it's mindset related or trading related or business related, just ask. Love to share at least one book a month with all of you. So because we trade, we actually need to learn a lot more about different stuff too. Doesn't matter if it's about healthy food or anything else, just give me a nice title and I'll take a look if I can buy it. Who here is still actually doing the sentences in the morning session that we gave? Blake? Every morning, me too. Oh, nice. Blake, make sure that your stop doesn't work at this point. So make sure that you get out of trade before you close it. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich is a very great book by Napoleon Hill. If you want to listen to somebody that reads perfectly, that one is online already, but I gotta rate. If you want to listen to it free, with these people you actually have a very great one. I already shared a book from them. They also have it. It's read it very nicely. Wait, mensen weer.
Die society.
Yeah. So you want to hear it? These guys actually have a great one. This is actually a very old version of the Think and Grow Rich. Oh, I have no idea if there is a limit bug on arithmetic connection too, so I have actually no idea, Blake. It's just that you know if you should be on X, has actually a very bad. So the only thing that I can tell to you is maybe test it before you go to sleep. So that you're definitely sure that if it gets hit, that you actually are out it. That the market, if it continues lower or higher, so that you're definitely sure that you got the profit. So the version that I shared from Think and Grow Rich is from 1937 actually, so it's actually a first edition. So that means that they are actually the first that been written, so they are very expensive. to find actually. So if you want to hear the full version without adjustments, these are it. You will see that the first edition is most of the times way more expensive. Not because it's the first typing, it's actually because they have never been adjusted. So I'll follow along for this 15-minute trade, by the way, too. So if you took this should be already 1 TP that you should have been taken. I would watch how we act. We don't have any 15-minute for value gaps left, so we should not come back to that entry point. So if you entered somewhere in this gap, and if we don't close above here, I would put your stop back to that entry point, because there is a possibility that we actually do change hands still. We moved up very nicely already today. So look, this is hugely trendline liquidity right here. So if New York decides to move lower, it's definitely possible to continue. Just because of this trendline liquidity, they need those liquidity pools actually to move the market in a direction that they want to. But for today, it still looks like it.
Je mond dicht pakken. Nee? Ga je mond dicht pakken, jee? Ja.
So I'll stay on for another 10 minutes and then I'll let the market do its thing. I probably won't have another entry, but nonetheless, good trading session. Both trades played out perfectly, even open played out perfectly today, so sound clear, please. Is the sound not clear?
Zo'n mooie tekentjes. Die hebben echt een streep. En dan schrijven ze eigenlijk onder de streep in plaats van op de streep.
Good morning. I have no idea how to pronounce your name because that's in a language I can not understand yet. I do have to say it's very beautiful writing your language. So if this one closes, we get a new 15 minute. So if you started with this one, that was adding to 1, that will be adding 2, and we maximum add 3 times. That's the maximum that we ever do in a trading session. You can also do differently, close the full trade and re-enter it here and take it again. You always have 2 options, of course, what you want to do. You can close the full trade and then just take a new one. actually didn't watch if we had news today. No, only. Look, this is actually a great day, so. Ooh, we do have a lot of people speaking at 11. Yeah, I don't like people speaking. Just Mondays, we don't have any news. The rest of the week, we do have a little bit of news during the day. So today is actually the best day for continuation trades. With no news at all, that means that we don't have volatility to the up or the downside. We actually have straight movement without unexpected big moves. So some people love news, I prefer no news. So that was it for me for today. I wish you all a very great trading session for the rest of the day. I'll see you back in the afternoon session, of course. I took my trade. I'm happy with it. If you took some profits, please share them in Discord. Much appreciated. And I will see you guys back in the afternoon session. Have a great one.